Hello guys, good afternoon or good morning whenever you're watching. Welcome to the channel. Today I'll be flying Ryanair from Warsaw Modlin into one of the most popular destinations, which is Milan, Bergamo in Italy. So we are here at stand 13 in Warsaw Modlin, and that's Sierra Papa Romeo Sierra Alpha, which is the first Ryanair Sun airplane. It's one of the oldest in the fleet, at least it's the oldest in Ryanair Sun fleet. I think she is like 607, which is not too bad at the end. Okay, the cockpit is called dark, so let's get it all running. Let's go with the battery on. And yes, we do have ground power, so we put on the ground power. And yep, go upstairs, up, overhead. This one, click, IRS is on the sea, extinguish, align, so that's on. And star warning won't work yet, because we need a couple of minutes on the power to start it working, but Mac airspeed in the warning will do. You can check left and right. The stall warning, it doesn't work yet, but it will in a couple of minutes, so we check it later. Yaw damper, all normal. Fuel pumps, for now just the main pumps, and that's it. Cabin utility, galley power, and passenger IFE stays on. Those ones, actually, this one is switching a lot of things, including like logo lights or recirculation fans, so that's the reason mainly we leave it on. Even in Ryanair we don't have the any in-flight entertainment or something. Following that, emergency lights, we close the guard, so it's basically on. Fasten bolts are still off, I give it auto yet. And window heat on, probe heat comes on later, hydraulic pumps on, trimmer, auto, open. We'll be cruising at level 380 today. 380, and elevation is about 600. I will check it later as well. Going down here, we check the lights. We go to steady. The rest is off. And since we done that one, we can go to the MCP. I go click. Initially, we'll be climbing 6,000 feet. And yeah, we'll be departing from probably 2.6. But I don't know the conditions yet. I will leave it for now. Just going back to RTO, and we go down here. Nav data out of date. Yeah, I have the old ADAC cycle that's the valid until November the 4th. So it's just a couple of days, so I just leave it like this. It shouldn't be much more changes. We can check if the config sounds, and then we go down here. And on the mine pedestal, we check the fire warning. So test to the left, test to the right. We have the fire indications. Check the squeeps and check the cargo. It should be sounding as well. Panel going to bright so we can see anything. This is going to bright. And that's it. So, thinking about the fuel, we have now we have about 5 tons for 7. For 6 it's showing. And for this particular flight, according to flight plan, I will need, let me check in the flight plan. So this flight I will need 8.422, so I take 8.5. Okay, so start flight leg, start service cruise on ground. Well, I don't know what this button is for, but we go to fuel weight balance, fuel track coal, yeah, payload, fuel. We need 8.5, so I take 8.7 to have some extra. 8.7, and then we go to next page. Payload. We take full passengers today. So 36, 36, 36, 36, 36, and I do have about 1 ton in forward hold. So that gives me zero fuel weight of 58.1. We don't know the landing weight yet, so that's it. And coal fuel truck. We need about extra 3 tons, so it will take some, I don't know, say 4 minutes. And the fuel truck is here as well. So since we done all of this one, I go to the FMC and go to init. So ident, check the model rating, nav data is out of date as we discussed, position initialization, Echo Papa Mike Oscar, and we take the GPS left position as the most valid, put it in here. The routing, Apple Papa Mike Oscar into Lima India Mike Echo, and we'll be flying as Romeo Yankee Romeo 3899. We'll be departing runway 26, and then I go to the routing. That's quite a long route today, so we start from Evina. What's up with you, Evina? Good. November 744 to Tucson 744 to Tucson is coming up. From Tucson, Mike 984 inbound to Mikov, Mike India Kilo Oscar Victor, then that's Mike 984 Lucille, 984 to Lucille, invalid entry, Lucille. Should be working, yeah, it says, certainly. From that we have the arrival, so departure, arrival, departure, and we go from, come on. Well, maybe because it's not executed. Why is it? Why is not working? Route 1. Ah, shit. Have to put it again. Lime. I don't know why. If you don't execute it, it should be in anyway. So November 744, Tucson, Mike 984, Mikov. From Mikov we go to Detsa, Mike 984 Lucille, Mike 984 to Lucille, it's in activate. Yeah, how about that one? Activate, execute, departure. Yeah, now we have it. 26, Evina to Juliet. Evina to Juliet, arrival. We do expect ILS Whiskey 28 probably. I haven't been there for a while, but I put initially ILS Whiskey via Bergamo, and that's gonna be Lucille to Tango, and that's activated. We check if there are no discontinuities in here. So we go from Lusil to Orio, Orio to Bergamo, and yes, let me check it in the plan. So we go to Lex, and then we go Lusil, Orio, Bergamo. We won't do this one, so Bergamo or under Lusil. That's usually what happens, losing Bergamo. Mike Echo 551, 552, last half, and 4,000 below. That makes sense in here. And the final fix is 3,500. We'll discuss it later as well. So we go back to plan and back to the FMC. Since the routing is done, we go to performance. Zero fuel is 51.2 as we checked before. The fuel is already in, so we have 60 tons of takeoff weight. That's not really heavy, but that's usual what we have. Then we go to flight plan again, check the reserves. Reserves today will be 2.7. 2.7, that's quite a lot, but it's still okay. Cost index is 6. We'll be cruising at level 380 according to flight plan. And the wind is 344 at 12. At 12. The ice certification is -8. So the lower the temperature is, the better the performance the airplane has. So if it's minus, it's quite well for us. Go to N1 limit, and yeah, usually in this one we will use like 22k, and that gives out N1 of 90.2. Go to takeoff, flaps 5, and CG calculated for that is 16. So it will give me 6.25 units, and I will set 625 in here. That's coming up, and is it 625? Yeah, it is 625, so 6.2, speeds 131, 132. Why it's invalid entry? Okay. 31, 32, 40, 140, and we have to set it 140 in here. So coming back into the FMC, I checked the airports. I give you some links to the charts in the description, so you can take a look as well. Modlin and runway 26 is 256. So 256 on the course 1, 256 on course 2, and 256 on the heading selector. 256, 256, 256. And yeah, usually we have 3 the same, but if there is the departure that requires any other ones, we can set different things. Except this one, this is always runway heading for departure, so 256, 256, 256, 6000. IAS is 140 initially, so that's our V2. And we go to legs page on here, and this here will be departure, but we take 6000 feet as initial stop altitude, so we go at, let's say here, and we go in N1 limit takeoff. So since the fueling is finished, we go with belts on. And yeah, that's it. We can start APU slowly, as we'll be departing soon. Once that's finished, we can go to ground services, remove chocks as the brake is set, SS retract, entry doors are closed, forward cargo is closed, and we can get the checklist. So safety inspection, check the surface shocks, check maintenance status, check batteries on, electric hydraulic pumps are on, landing gear lever is down, ship's library is checked, and before start air small sectors are nav. Key pins removed, we check it in here. Light test is checked, oxygen is tested 1%, fuel damper is on. And now the more important thing, nav transducer with switch is normal auto fuel. So we need 8.4, we have 8.7, and since we have fuel in the center tank, we have 6 pumps on. Chemical power on, emergency lights are armed, and fasten bolts on, window heat on, air compress. We have packs auto, bleeds on, and it's set. Precision mode sector is auto. Instruments cross-checked, auto brake is RTO. Hydraulics are all normal. Is it? Yes, it's all normal. Speed brake down the 10th, so we can check it if it's actually sounding. It is sounding, so that's awesome. Parking brake set, stamping cut switch is normal. That's important point again. Wheel fire warning is checked. Radio transponder set standby. Right on trims, 3 PA is to be done, so we're coming back in here. And we go, where the hell is it? Welcome, Captain.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. On behalf of all the crew, welcome on board this flight. We expect to be departing on schedule today, and weather en route is looking pretty spare. Shortly, the cabin crew will be showing you a safety demonstration. This is for your safety and for those around you, so please give them your full attention. Once again, you're very welcome on board.
Okay, once the PA is done, we go to FMC CDU is set, so I have takeoff and legs page on pilot monitoring side. And one IS bikes automatic, so we check if all those switches automatic and the speeds 131, 132, 140 set. Stop trim, 62 units required, 6 to set, and EFB remote stowed, phones off, lighting in the cockpit door. Locked doors closed and the passengers are seated. Usually. It will have another auto position that we would use here. So once APU is available, we put APU on the buses and we can disconnect the ground power. Ground power is disconnected. Okay, since all of this is done, I forgot to set the QNH. That's nice. So the QNH, in this case, we're going to hectopascal, and the QNH was 1023 on the meter. So 1023, and that can go back 1023 in here as well, and he will need some light too. So hectopascals 1023, 1023. The disagree flag is gone, and we can set the minimums for the minimum acceleration altitude, which will be 1350 and 1350 is coming up. And it's set, so in case of engine failure we accelerated this altitude. So once we done that one, we have finished everything down to the line. So then we have air compress, air compacts, anti-collision, parking brake, transponder. So we go with transport to out off, and once we're ready for pushback, we can put it back. So packs, anti-collision, parking brake, and the transponder is out off.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very
Now
warm
it's
welcome
out
on board
off.
this flight. To ensure a quick and on-time departure, we kindly ask you to move along the
So we
cabin
have to
aisle as
wait
quickly
just
as
for the door
possible.
to be
And once you
closed.
find your seat,
It doesn't look
please step into your
too
seating area to right hand
crowded.
which is through. You can stay
And
behind
we
luggage
don't have
items
this in
in front
Ryanair,
of you or
so
overhead contact.
that's just same thing.
Emergency exits
Probably they
on
were
both
trying
sides,
to
and we'd
fit
like to
the business class here. Yeah, doors closed and all is seated. So better push back, and we go to request pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
So tow is driving up. It will take a lot of time. Always the longest thing waiting for the pushback. Why we parked so far? Okay, whatsoever. And these guys should move as well, but okay, I can live with that somehow. Yeah, these ones we don't need either. Okay, you're just gonna drive through it, huh? Sure. Sure. Okay, we go back to cockpit. Is he connected yet? So request pushback.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
What is this about? Request pushback. Okay, maybe I will release the parking brake. Time is 04. Are you going to move us? Nope, not at all. Reconnect.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Yes, that's release parking brake. So time is 8:05.
Starting
That's the
pushback,
scheduled
and you may
time
start
as
engine.
well. So he should be starting pushback. Yes, he's pushing back. So we'll be starting the engines and the APU bleed. We have the master caution dual bleed. Starting engine number 2 and 1 in sequence. We're starting number 2 first. Clear on the right. Yeah, clear on the left-ish. And that's going back to ground. And 2. And 1 is spinning up. Oil pressure. And I have 25, so I'm going to idle. We have fuel flow, EGT is increasing, so that's normal startup. At 56 it will pop off. 56, starting it out. And engine number 2 is stable, so starting engine number 1 clear on the left. And 2. And 1 is pulling up. And yes, approaching 25%, so fuel flow is coming up. Fuel flow, EGT increasing. And we almost have 56, 56, click, start it out. 1 is stable, so basically 20, 40,
Operation
60.
complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake is set, you can disconnect.
Disconnecting tow.
See on the
Stand
right.
by.
AP is going off. And we have to wait until this guy will disconnect itself. Takes time sometimes. Yeah, we are good. Disconnect and hand signals on the right. See you there next time. Thank you very much. Just systems hydraulics. And that's this extinguished. Is he going to the right or is he going to the left? Where the hell is he?
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Good, good, good. Is he leaving? What the hell? Taking time, huh? Take your time, man. We're not in a hurry. Take your time. Okay, this guy is there. And we do have hand signals, so we go back to the overhead. And we can do the rest. Continues, and back, auto bleed off. The lights are on. And the flaps are coming to 5, 1, 2, and 5 coming up. Flight controls, we checked forward, back, left, right, and rudders. Left, center, right, center. Recall is checked, and we take the before taxi checklist. Before taxi checklist, generators on, APUs off, southwest continuous, NTI is not required, air conditioning, backs out or bleeds on, and isolation valve, auto flaps, 5 required, 5 selected, and I have the green light. Stop trim, fire 6 units required set, so start levers, idle 10, flight controls checked, recall checked. That's before taxi checklist completed. One more thing I have to do before I forget is going to the config hardware, and nose wheel axis will be on yaw. Is it working? Yes, it's working now, so we are good to taxi. Parking brake is released. We check the config, there is no sound on config, and we are clear left, clear right. We taxi to the runway 26. When you taxi, try not to exceed 40%, otherwise you can blow something behind it. So the taxi speed, normally you would try to maintain up to 15 knots on the ramp and up to 30 in here, but before you're ready, you taxi slower anyway. You need to do the briefing and everything. I do it in the holding point, but normally we'll just ding dong the cabin crew so they know we're waiting for the cabins to be secured for departure. And as you taxi, you try to accelerate and then go to the steady like 20-25%, and she will just roll out nicely without losing the speed. This one, the tape is always showing 45, so of course relay on the ground speed in here. And just remember that when you're turning left or right 90 degrees, you have to slow down to 10 knots or less. Otherwise, you can overstress the nose wheel. Oh, yep, that's it. So the taxi is, in the beginning it's pretty tricky, but afterwards it's getting easy as well, so that's everything. And we're approaching the turn, so we're slowing down a little. Clear left. Why the hell did you stop? Okay, I don't know why she stopped, but whatever. That's my bad, probably I have the brakes in the kind of release activate thing. Yeah, of course. Now it's released. Let's go. Clear left. Clear right. And we go to the left here. So anyway, you don't want to rush during the taxi, so it's better to keep it slower than faster. And yeah, you see, if you start to gain speed, it's usually going very quickly. So you have to be careful. And we overshoot the line a bit. As I said, in the beginning it's quite tricky, but afterwards you get used to it, and it's getting easy. It's getting easy as everything. Oh, so it's actually holding point Bravo of runway 26, and yes, we will stop before the Bravo, and yeah. We stop before the Bravo, set the parking brake, and we can go with the before takeoff checklist. Config checked, flaps 5, green light, stop trim 6 units required, and set. Take a briefing left at seat departure, flaps 5, right speeds, and backs out to bleeds on. We are going to do Evina to Juliet, so straight ahead, then slightly left, climbing 6,000 feet. There is numerous turn, and it's reviewed. And the cabin secure, so after we get the cabin secure, we go to the checks below the line. So we take the auto throttle on. We go with transponder TA array, and strobe lights are going to on, and the captain will go all lights on, waiting for the taxi light for takeoff. Weather radar is on, and we are clear to line up and wait 26. So we release the parking brake, and we line up and wait on 26. Once we cleared for takeoff, we get the taxi light on. So landing lights are on, strobe lights on, landing lights on, and we are good to go. Basically, don't follow the line always, you have to line up using the full distance. So as you can use the full distance, use it, you don't have to line up following the line. You can just taxi here and line up. So once we are lined up on the runway 26, yeah, almost there. Almost there. You ready timing, we go to 40%. And yes, the engines are stabilized, so set takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. 80 knots, checked. V1,
V1
rotate.
Positive brake.
Get up. And we pitch up to 15 degrees. And follow the flight directors afterwards. 400, we go to Elnef. And once we're passing 1000, autopilot in command. And that's aiming to P2, so we can go to bug up already. Bug up. Climb thrust is set. So she will pitch down a little, start accelerating. And once we are that, we can go flaps 1. Can match the heading as well, of course, usually, and speed checks, flaps up. So we are 3,000 feet above the airfield, flaps up, no lights, so we can do the after takeoff checklist, but I would usually wait. So set VNAV. VNAV will command 250. And usually at this point we contact the approach, get initial climb to 240. This airfield usually, actually Polish airfields after departure usually get 240, so 240 set, checked, VNAV. And now we can go set standard. Standard is set, and on standby as well. We're passing 45, climbing 240, and after takeoff checklist. So after takeoff checklist, we go with. Sorry, my computer is lagging a little, so that's my fault. Lights coming off. This and this. Switch is back to off. That's off. Gear is going to off. Flaps are up, and after takeoff checklist. So after takeoff checklist, yeah, she will level off in here. So I just cancelled that. And we have N1 VNAV speed again. So I compress, backs auto bleeds on and set. So switches are off, landing gears up and off, auto brake off, flaps up, no lights, and altimeters we have 70 passing, climbing 240 standard is set 3 times. And we can release the cabin crew at this point. And that's what usually happens. So since we departed, we can go to climb 380 to 50, the target speed. That's the econ speed we have. Yeah, it's econ, so it's not saying anything. Optimum is 378, but maximum is 378. So initially we take 360, then climb to 380, and yeah. There's the 378 restriction, but if you go to performance and you change the CG, cruise CG to let's say 20, which is most likely invalid entry, gonna change it here. So that's the same thing, you could usually change it. So initially would be 360 here. So altimeter is 100, climbing 240, 10 checks, so 10 checks, fuel is balanced. We have 6 pumps still, lights are off. AP is off, a compress 4.2, climbing and set. Recall is checked and the belts are off. That's 10 checks completed, and normally we would get Tonti or Evina, sorry, not Evina, but what's the boundary? Tucson, so we usually will proceed to Tucson from this point, and that's executed. LNAV available, LNAV using reserve fuel. Yeah, but it's 4.6, so how come you're using reserve fuel? Reserves are 2.7, not 4.6. 2.7, 4.6, so that's not the correct message, at least not yet. So that's the way we're flying, and let's take an outside view as well. Yeah, it looks nice. That's the old military airport vehicle, and it's closed already, so. The flight time is around 2 hours, and the planned flight time, yeah, it's 1:14 here. Master caution fuel. We cancel the master caution, center pumps off, check the recall, and here's 10, but the scavenge pumps will get it anyway. That's it. So basically we contact the next sector, and the next sector will give us climb to 360 probably. So yeah, I'm gonna set 360 here. No, not 380. 380 is too early. 360 set once, and for now it's actually once, twice. No, it's once. And monitoring 1215, so we set 1215 on the second set, and we make sure we monitor that frequency as well. Good. Okay, I ain't be talking anyway, but if you have any questions, just write it in the chat. I was trying my computer to do the live stream, but she's way too slow to do that. It's way too slow to do that, so one thing I can do is record the video and then post it as a premiere. So if you do have any questions, I'm probably here as well to answer them. Just write it on the chat, please. Yeah, that's like kind of my hobby today. Today I'm flying because I'm in the hotel. We came to Germany, to München-Gladbach. That's the airport next to Düsseldorf. And I'm sitting here for like 3 days already doing nothing. So I took my computer, I took my joystick, and I said, yeah, let's fly a little at least. Let's get some practice on 737. So we came in Honda. That's one, I think it's one and only maintenance company for Honda jet in Europe. So that's the interesting thing, that if you own this airplane, you can fly just, you can do the maintenance just in here in Germany. München-Gladbach, it's, yeah, it's really interesting how the German approach is done, because the airport itself, it's like 1,200 meters. The runway is 30 meters wide, so it's quite another one. And they have ILS on both sides. Like that's mainly general aviation airport, and they do have ILSs on both sides. So you see at Cessna's only, or the biggest I think is King Air 200, but they have ILS really. So I did like it. You will see the video from that landing on my second channel soon. So if you subscribe to 737 Aviation, you can see the video from that landing coming up probably next Sunday. So there's gonna be first Sunday after Black Friday. So I think it's 31st November. Just keep watching for that. And many of you actually asking me, like, do I prefer flying Honda or 737? Honestly, I do prefer to fly Honda, because this one was quite a decent airplane, but it's old. This machine is like made in 60s, you can feel it, it's a very old one. And it's far from 21st century. Basically, the main difference from 400 was they put the new screens in the flight deck and new engines, and they call it NG. And otherwise, that's not really much change. But the Maxes, at least my opinion, the Maxes are far too much. The Max should be already the new airframe, new airplane actually, not. They're still trying to adjust, like try to make 737 something new, but you cannot. You basically cannot fit bigger engines in that one. Those are already taken far from the airplane. So what's the reason of putting even bigger ones and then having trouble? So I'm happy not to fly Max myself. Okay guys, I'm back. Oh, sorry for that interruption. So, yeah, and I prefer flying Honda because of the company way of flying. I'm flying summer for a couple of days, then I have a couple of days off. I enjoy that a lot. And I see a lot of more places than I saw in Ryanair. And Ryanair I haven't seen anything almost. But although it was nice airline to fly, anyway, I'm not complaining too much. Go to map and we'll see where are we at the moment. We are just passing Łódź. On the right side we're passing Łódź, that's the Łódź city. It used to be second biggest Polish city, but now I think it's for something. Everybody's leaving Łódź. Okay, anyway, as we're climbing, we're passing level 300. We go to bank angle 10. We can take a look if we can climb 380 now. We cannot yet, so we go 360 here. We'll stay at 340 today. 360, so 360. 360, 1, 2, 3 times, and we're monitoring 1215. And that's it. That's the flight we're done. Otherwise, we're just stuck on the radio and wait for the top of descent to come up. So we still have a lot of flight to do, but I can try to show you where I am now. Yeah, this thing is working, but it doesn't really look like it is, so... Ah yeah, there we go. Brussels, not Brussels. We go to Deutschland. Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf is Köln. Leverkusen. Düsseldorf. It is somewhere in here. Yeah, this thing is super slow lately. I don't know if it's because of the internet connection, if the hotel internet connection is bad or something, but it's super slow. So Aachen, not Aachen, we go to Bonn, Koblenz, Köln, Düsseldorf, and I'm in Mönchengladbach. It's just here. That's a nice city, close to actually it's Dutch border, and then it's Belgium and Luxembourg. Anyway, going back to flight, we're passing 330, we have 360 as a cruise level, and usually at this point I would ask if there's any shortcut available, but Czech people, or at least Czech ATC, they usually, there is a military activity or whatsoever, they won't let you go. But after we pass Czech, we go to Vienna, and Vienna will provide us shortcuts, but that's almost straight flight in here. I was thinking to connect to VATSIM or IVAO, but I don't know how my computer would handle that one, to be honest. We'll see. You can leave me a comment if you wish I do the VATSIM thing. If you think it's a good idea, I could do it. If you like, I could do it, yeah, actually, why not? In the worst case, it's just gonna be super slow, but shouldn't be. That's still 10 kilograms, that's not much, but try to pump it out. No, it won't work. Low pressure, so off. The one thing I like more about the 737 than the Honda Jet, the FMC is giving you super accurate time calculations and the fuel calculations. So the Honda is giving you fuel based on the current flow. So it's really hard to predict how much fuel you'll have at the end of flight. Want to go 1,200, so it's acceptable to leave it in VNF. And once we level, we'll have VNF path, FMC, and yeah, 3636. So it's alt hold. Usually the Ryanair FMC would give you alt hold in this place. Maybe I can check it in the settings. I did the tutorial how to set, but I don't know why is it different about the VNF. Sync pilot QNH minimum. Yeah, I go to captain. That's not realistic, and you cannot do it in the real airplane, but for the same thing would be easier for me not to jump left or right all the time. Need to restart X-plane for changes. Yeah, I think that doesn't apply to me. And display variants and the display rings, LED strobes, and callouts. As I said before, takeoff flight director heading select. No. Init ref button smart. Yes, we have the init ref button smart. So in flight, if you go here, it will take you to approach reference, and if you don't have it on, it will take you just to the, yeah, it shouldn't take you, otherwise it will take you to this page. So let's go init ref button smart, yes, and FO callouts, yes, but that's not the place. Hardware, I don't think I find it here, but no, not really. Realism. That's just one page, nothing here. Visual effects, nothing here. General config, I think I saw it already. Yes, I did it. Calibration, no, it's fine. So go to home, PA systems, level of captain. Okay folks, so I will leave you for a couple of minutes, but as I said before, I am still on the chat, so whenever you have any questions, just let me know, and I will be back in about 20 minutes, so I'll be back around 9 UTC here. Hey guys, so I'm back. I did have some little technical issues, so I had to restart the sim. That's the reason you see probably a little leap. It's like 3 minutes difference, but I hope you can live with that. We're just flying over the mountains. That's the Czech border, and we are flying over Tatra mountains, so it would be, it's nice and beautiful place here, so yeah, really enjoyable. So the Czech Republic, we basically gonna overfly the route we have. Even if it's straight line, they usually wouldn't give you direct MECA for whatsoever. You just have to fly what is set in the FMC. They call it like military activity or whatsoever, and they just won't let you go. Yeah, that's it. Actual wind. We didn't have this field before, so maybe it has changed as well with the new update. Company route, safe route, offset, and we still have 4.6 on landing in Lime, in Bergamo, and we should be landing 10:08, so in approximately 1 hour and 10 minutes from now. Okay, so in this case, once we done with the paperwork, we usually would have a coffee or lunch or whatsoever, and we would start preparing for landing. So we transfer the controls to the other guy, and at this point we don't know the 80s, but we know the weather from the forecast, and we can set something in the FMC. So the normal descent speed is 245 in this company, but I can set it to 0.78. That's nice. Forecast, we don't have any really winds today. The flight plan was saying something about the wind, but the sim doesn't have the wind, and QNH expected in Lima and Bergamo is 114. It would be enough to put it like this, but the game wants to put it like this. So descent, forecast, and we go to approach, arrival, ILS Whiskey 28 via Lusil. And sometimes we would ask for approach from Eltar, that's way shorter. But we go to Lusil, then Bergamo, and it will look like this in the FMC with less scale. So we go from Lusil to Bergamo. Bergamo we go outbound to Mike 551, 552, Lazev, final fix 3500 descent to minimums runway 28. 811, so that's plus 50, so 750 is elevation. I think I can remember. I need to get my iPod back. Okay, so going back to this, and what else I wanted to say? Yeah, I just opened the charts, and I will post the charts in the comment section as I so in the description actually, as I said before. So where do I have it? Jepson, and we go to Lima, India, Mike Echo, Lima, India, Mike Echo, Bergamo, Oriel Serio, and we do have the approach ILS Whiskey runway 28, and it will go from 3,500 feet down to minimums of 990, so Baro, and we roll it all the way to 990. Scheiße. $990 is set, and it's set actually on the both sides. So the runway is quite long in Bergamo, and the airport it has 2,800 meters, but we want to evacuate via Delta to the left, which is 1,800 meters. We go to auto brake 3, and we're gonna use probably flaps 30. We still have 2 tons to burn, so it's gonna give me 56.7 flaps 30 plus 5, and the FMC is done so far, and the landing weight will be 56.7. So back, and fuel weight balance, performance and landing, lime, so runway 28, 250, dry, wind is 0 knots, temperature is 9 degrees today, 1014, flaps 30, auto, off or non-auto, no credit. So landing weight we set 56,700, and we go back here. Auto brake 3 gives me 1,675. We need 1,800 to vacate via Delta. And the performance landing, that's a good page, because you see landing weight VREF 143, so 30 plus 5, and the VREF should be 138 in the FMC, and it's 138 in here, so 143 is approach speed. Distance is 2,088.57. I have 2,874 on the plate, but that's fine. Maximum braking 990. That's like the maximum stopping distance, 737. That means that from the threshold at which we are at 50 feet, so we take another 335 meters to touchdown, and then stop within first 990 meters. So that means that basically after touchdown the 737 would be capable of stopping in less, maybe not less, but in 600 meters. That's really short. If you land on threshold, you stop in 600 meters. So these numbers will take into account that you don't touch down here, but you're still flying. You have some air distance of 335 meters, then you touch down, roll out, and do the landing. So brakes 3 makes sense for me, and that's all done, and we wait for top of descent, or actually we wait for the 80s, but if you're flying to airports like Bergamo, there are a lot of mountains, and you're coming from this side, so we're not gonna hear the 80s for a very long time. So what we'll do is just prepare for the approach and then see what happens. Usually flying over Europe it's not a problem because you get the METAR from like 2 hours ago. The weather is not going to change dramatically over these 2 hours, so you can easily use it. So where are we? We are now Brno. We are on the Czech Republic, Brno, heading towards Wien, and that's our destination somewhere here. Okay, I will turn off for a couple of minutes again. So I'm still on the chat. Any questions you want to ask, just feel free to do it. Yes, can you hear me? I'm back on the mic. So, short update. We are flying over the Alps, over the Austria. Just before you saw the Wien, or whatever you say it in English. That's pretty nice area of Austria. Innsbruck, Salzburg, and or basically Alps. If you fly over Alps, it's quite. It's the best views you can get over Europe, especially like Innsbruck, the Innsbruck Valley. That's a beautiful place, the Innsbruck Valley. I don't know if you can see it, but it will be, I believe it's that one, and the approach should be here. I think one of the flights, the next flights I will change from Ryanair, and I will just do the flight to Innsbruck. I haven't been there in 737, but I've been there with Honda not long time ago. It's amazing, pretty amazing place. So coming back to flight, we do have about 100 miles to top of descent, which means at this point we would usually start briefing. As some airports you will get the 80s already, and some airports not, but we do it like this. We put 200-mile ring, and usually when you're passing 200 miles from the airport you will get the 80s, unless you have high terrain like Bergamo is somewhere here behind the mountains, so you won't be able to hear the 80s, but otherwise if it's flat terrain you would hear it definitely. So for the briefing, I will transfer the controls again to the FO and descend. So I will start the weather. Weather is nice. You can already see the airport. Aircraft status is good. There is no NOTAM, no MELs, no NOTAMs, and this airport has a lot of threats, especially with high terrain, but it's not today because we have nice visibility. Otherwise, if you fly to Italy, the Italian ATC is always a mess. You know, if you don't speak Italian, it's always a mess. At least it feels like mess. So you have to be careful what they're saying. Or the Italian ATC can call you sometimes like in Italian. They call you like Ryanair 1, 2, 5, Papa. And then everybody's surprised. Why you didn't call back? Why you didn't reply? Because they speak in Italian, huh? Okay, so coming back to briefing, descent is set. We have 250 below flight level 100. That's quite important in Europe. Forecast is set. We don't have the winds on descent. The transition level is 80 today. And QNH 1014 is expected. And we do have arrival, which is gonna be usually Lusil to Tango, but we go Lusil Bergamo, so I don't put any approach. We go Lusil Bergamo to then Mike Echo 551, 552 last up and final fix. Runway 28 at 3,500. We checked it before. And landing distance available is 2,700 meters. We have auto brake 3 set. And flaps 30 landing, idle detent on the reverse, and we do expect to vacate via Delta, then short taxi distance, so we have to start APU shortly. And that's it. In case of misapproach, I'm gonna press toggle once, go around, flaps 15, so gonna thrust, positive gear up, verify heading selector or LNAV, actually LNAV this one, and we proceed to 1,300. But not before Bergamo distance 0.5, and then left to intercept 127 in here, and then we go to Odamo, climbing to 4,000 feet, 4,000, and then we join holding if needed. That's it for the briefing. The performance is checked. We checked it before. And that's it. We still have a couple of minutes before the descent. 76 miles, 40 past, so we have 10 minutes. We can just sightsee or something. And before descent, usually once we get the weather, you go to the PA and do the descent PA. But if you don't have the weather, to be honest, we just make it up a lot of times. I think I have to do the comparison. Like, you probably saw my video landing in, I don't know, Corfu. And the view is like this. The camera is like this. I have to compare it. Like, do the camera comparison, which one is best. It would be nice, huh? It would be nice to have it. I don't know how was it. I think it's like this. It's pretty realistic one. Now I feel like flying, really. Nice. So, getting back to here. And we are passing... approaching Detsa. So we're approaching Detsa, and next to Detsa is Zell Airport. That's a nice place as well. It's in the mountains. So Zell loves. It is somewhere here. Yeah, you see it's a nice airport next to the lake, but that's very short runway. I think we wouldn't land there with 737. Maybe with autobrake max, but VFR flying, it's awesome there. It's awesome area to drive a car, go to Austria, it's a nice place. That's it. I'm just wondering why this one is going next off track. Is it the same on the left? It is. Huh? Why is it? Are you going right on track, right off track? Why do you have offset? That's a direct. Execute. Yeah? Why was it? What was the reason of that? That's the reason we basically shouldn't trust the computers. Like, those computers, you know, there's some people tend to follow the computers, but that's not the safest thing you can do, because whatever you put, even if the input in here is incorrect, if you program it to fly into the mountain, it has no systems to counteract. So if you put the bad data, you'll get the bad output, and the airplane will totally follow what you put in. The other thing is that even if you have the correct data, it might give you the wrong output. So you always have to be careful what you're putting, and if you doing any route changes or anything the FMC, make sure that you verify it twice. That's dangerous. That's like in commercial aviation, that's the critical point. If I change the routing, let's say I go to direct Bakor, the other guy has to verify, yes, that's checked, execute it, and then we check the modes, LNAV. So after we select something to verify, the airplane will actually fly there. Not like just click and then leave it, but you always have to go somewhere. So if you get, let's say, direct to Naxaf from ATC, the pilot not flying, so the FO would set direct Naxaf, pilot flying will verify that, and then you say execute, and he will execute it. LNAV available, and you check LNAV. And there is no reason to carry or something, no rush, you do it slowly, nicely, double check everything. Okay, so if we're flying to Italy, they usually would start descent early, like now they will give you descent 320, 310. So you set 310, 310 is checked, and you can either descend in VS, level change or whatsoever, but usually just go with VNAV. So click this Alt intervent, and she will start descending to 1000 feet per minute. Okay, do we have the... Yes, we have the vertical situation display, but it's too early to see anything on here. Italia. Just wonder if you can see Innsbruck from here or not. Nice, nice, nice. Innsbruck, it should be nice, somewhere in there. Nah, that's too far. But it's one of the valleys in there. And it's like north-south orientation, so it should be this one, but I am not too sure about it. So basically most of the flights and most of the pilot life, except the outside views, the flight itself is boring. You just sit around, listen to radio, read books or whatsoever, and yeah, it's an easy job. It's super easy. I mean, the market in COVID, it just went mad. So if you're thinking to become a pilot, maybe it's a good time to start the training, but I'm just saying maybe, I'm not sure. You know, like, market is really strict, and a lot of pilots lost their jobs, so market is full now. But yeah, maybe it's good time to start training. We'll see what will happen in a couple of years now. Before I forget, I have to save the configuration. So quick save all configs, manage aircraft presets, save preset 1, audio presets, save preset 1, state preset, and there's gonna be preset 1 save. So for the next flight I have the everything saved up, so I don't have to set it up again all the time. One to go, and we are approaching 1000 feet to level off, but she's going 1000 feet, so I'll leave it like this. And to conserve some time, I will put the descent speed on 280. There's no reason to go 245 in here. It's just company procedure to go 245. So I go to 80 and she will start adding speed to catch up with the speed. So she's descending with 95% and 1. That's quite weird feeling, like the feeling itself, it's like you feel like she's actually climbing, not accelerating. That's just illusion. Ah, that's gone again. Why? Tell me why. I said 300, 310, otherwise I get the off-schedule descent. And the airport elevation is, I checked on the plate, 750. 750 coming up here to 750, so in. That's done. And usually around this place they would give you descent 140 or something, and you go 140, click VNAV, and she will start descending VNAV again. So guys, sorry that I cannot do the live stream yet, but as I said before, my computer wouldn't take it. Maybe in a couple of days I will change the computer, but I cannot promise anything. So we'll see. We'll all see what will happen. In Bergamo, so there's a lake, and we will turn here somewhere to Lucille, and then left, go behind these mountains. And Bergamo is just on the beginning of the mountains, so mountainside. I love it. I like the place a lot. Yeah, we're very far, so not yet. Passing 300. We go banking at 25. So basically, if I'm flying Honda, all of these like bank angles or nav settings, I don't even have the course selector here. Whatever I select in the FMC, if I select arrival, ILS, whiskey, whatsoever, she will set the courses, frequencies, she will ask minimums. If it's correct, you have to check it, but she will ask it. And 737, even if you're flying on max, it won't do it. You still have all these knobs and selectors. So that's not a 21st century airplane, to be honest. But it's nice to fly though. I did like flying 737. I really enjoyed it. So you see the vertical situation indicator is already closing up. That means that we passed the top of the descent point, and soon we'll get on profile. So the real one doesn't show it like this, it's refreshing like every second. It's not going like this, but just the same. Maybe I can put it somewhere here. Display variants. SATCOM. There was something about the CDU delay, but I don't know where was it. General config? Nah. Okay, I won't find it probably now, but hardware. Yeah, maybe it's hardware. CFY hardware. I'm not going to click it. I don't know what is it. Maybe you have idea what is CFY hardware? Jetway power, SAM. Okay. Brunner hardware. No, we don't have Brunner hardware. Smart autopilot MCP knobs. Yes. Did it change anything? Nah. Brunner hardware. Okay. Didn't change much. So. Throttle noise lock. And no, it's not none of this. Realism. It should be in realism. FMC input lag on. It doesn't have any lag. And the yoke movement in this case would go to CWS, not to disconnect. So, no, my bad. It will go to disconnect. Yeah, it's going to disconnect. Okay, so we're descending. We're approaching the descent. 1,700 feet to go. I'm gonna match the heading. Again, it's happening again. It's not here, it is. Heading is matched. So you can see it's November and they barely have any snow in Italy. Italia. Maybe they would give you 200 in here. Maybe that was too early for 140. Yeah, I go with 200. 140 will be around Lucille, so. Bergamo is somewhere here. Should be there in about 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe like more than 15, so we should be landing actually 7 past. Yeah, I couldn't be wrong. It's like 20 minutes. So in Honda, into level 200 to landing, that's 10 minutes. That's like 12 minutes maybe. Because of the higher drag, she's descending on the higher angles. Okay, and now we have VNF path. It's nice to see the mountains around, but imagine if you're flying in dense fog or something. You don't see all this stuff. You're just flying into the darkness, and if they give you the wrong clearance, you just start descending the mountains. Okay, you have the GPWS, but you don't see it. Like, it's always the scary part of flying. Lucille, Bergamo, and then we do the approach somewhere here. Checked. So, as we're descending, want to go, I go to VS and I have to reduce vertical speed to 1000 feet. And we'll go above the vertical track. So afterwards we have to be careful with that ALTAC wire. And because if you get descent over Lucille and you just hit VNAV, if you just hit VNAV, it will just, you know, follow the route and overspeed, do the massive overspeed actually. The other thing you can do is go to descent and change the profile to 320. So if you increase the speed, the profile will be a bit steeper, so you have the chance to chase it. Luzil. Okay, as we're passing Luzil, we get 140 and is set. 140 is checked. We go to level change and we can go 320. So we'll chase the vertical track. And 2000 feet, that's not much. It's nice and easy to catch up. We still have 30 knots of accelerating, and every 10 knots is like 400 feet reduction. So I think we should easily catch it up. Yeah, it's coming up. Now she's gonna pitch up a little after she gets to 320, but it will still come in slowly, but it will still come in. In the worst case, we can go 330, let's say, but that's really quick. It's just 10 knots of the barber pole, so any major turbulence is something you can just overspeed it, so you have to be extra careful. And once we are going beyond the profile, which is happening almost right now, I can hit VNAV and it will go to VNAV path. And once here, we usually get 90. So we set 90 is set, 90 is checked, and Bergamo is showing 80, and usually it's 90 here, so we are a bit lower actually. Okay, so we get the seatbelt sign on. A bit late, because usually I will do it at 150, but I forgot it, of course. And after we pass this point, we go outbound, and we have to be careful as we'll be 1000 feet higher with some extra speed probably, so you know, as always, being careful should be enough. Not to overspeed it too much. A steep descent after Bergamo. And that's acknowledged. So, why the hell you adding thrust? Okay, that's your idea. I give you 300. There's no reason to speed up. 300. Yeah? Now you're saying retard, yeah? That's the point. So, again, as we're passing 10,000, we do the 10 checks, so fuel is balanced, lights are coming on. Angle blank 25, air compress, descending, and it's set. Belts are on, recall, 10 minutes to landing, 10 minutes to landing, that's 10 checks completed. And again, if you're flying modern business jet like Honda, it is turning lights on and off itself. You basically, unless you want to change something non-standard, you don't touch any switches, it's just staying in auto. And for instance, Honda has all switches in here, so in Honda Jet you don't have these switches, you basically don't have the overhead panel, everything is in the CDU. So it's sometimes actually annoying, but yeah, usually it's nice.
1,000 to go.
Checked. So, in this place, they will say, okay, pass Bergamo 90. After Bergamo, you clear for approach, and approach is at 3,500. So, as we cleared for approach, we go 3,500. You can either set the altitudes point by point if you want to be on the safe side, but you can just monitor that and use VNAV set 3,500. And okay, set QNH 1015, passing 9,000, 3,500, descending. Standby instruments are set. And we have no flags. So 1015, 1015, 1015 set 3 times. Good. See the airport here. We're going to vacate by Delta, which is this one, and we just go to stands shortly, somewhere in here, usually. So that's short taxi. Okay, we're passing Bergamo. Yeah, of course I moved something. Come on, day. And I can delete already this one. Oh no, she already did it. So we're descending 3,500 on the approach, and we are basically on profile. It's not too steep. We match the headings, and 210 below. That's a good speed for this turn. And see this this one is 6,000 above. She is at 7,000, still descending, so you have to be careful if it's not going through the altitude. If you're not sure, you just set 6,000 in the window, and then she cannot overshoot it anyway. Okay, now we're slowing down. We still have 26 miles to go. So that's nice and far. 6,700 at 26 miles. That's good altitude to be on. But it's 210 below and we are 237. We can either use the speed brake or use the flaps. In this case, I would personally go flaps 1. Speed checks. And it will give you the leading edge flaps as well. So flaps 1 selected, and the airplane will immediately start slowing down nicely. Good, good, good. I have to be prepared for landing, so I need to plug in my joystick again. It's in here. Okay, we go with flaps 5 now, speed checks. And I have flaps 5. Here restriction is 200, but as you see, this point is straight 90 degrees, so she will either overfly or cut the corner, so have to be careful as well here. Again, 161 is good speed on here. And VNAV is basing the speeds on the flap setting, but they have to match the restrictions. Drag required, not really, we'll manage. But thank you, we'll manage. Okay, so let's do that. You probably hear I'm losing my voice.
That's gonna go.
Checked. Approach is armed, and I forgot frequency set items we have. Bravo on mic, standby instrument set, and courses we have 256, 256, descent checklist precision set, anti-ice is off, approach fuel discuss has some bugs, check set. So we have minimums and VREF, glides, Warlock capture, glides for life. Approach checklist, alt instruments, set cross checked, approach 8, check the set. Okay, localizer is captured, so we go with friendly heading. That's gonna be 2-5. Scheiße. It will go wrong place now. 284. It's 284, that's my bad. 284. And here I go, 284. Yeah, I forgot it after I departed. My sim has crashed and I forgot it again after. 1 to go. Why was it 1 to go? It was not. And as you see, flaps 5 speeds is very close to the yellow pole, so I would just open that one a couple of knots quicker. So, glides are captured, miss approach altitude is 4,000 feet and it's set. And at this point we usually contact tower, initial contact, land, clear to land. And landing lights are on, and we follow all the way down to 4 miles. Yeah, actually there is a highway like this. It's nice. They have nice hotel in here. So, as an airline pilot, or actually any kind of pilot, you stay in the hotels a lot to know a lot of hotels around Europe. That's fun. Okay, reduce the speed. Fuel flaps 10.
2,500.
Terrain is noted. Yeah, I will start preparing early because I'm a single pilot. It's late night already here, so gear down, flaps 15, and landing checklist 2 flaps. So gear down, flaps 15, continuous, start switches, speed brake is armed, and we go with landing checklist and reducing speed, of course. Yeah, we go with speed as well. Start switch continuous, recall checked, speed brake armed light, landing gear down to green. Auto brake is 3 and we're holding flaps, so flaps 30 please, speed checks. And we go with speed VRF plus 5. Flaps 30, 30, 30, 30, green light, landing lights are on, that's landing checklist completed, and we cleared to land, so I think I will have some fun flying that. Sorry for my flying. Of course I'm not used to flying, so 737 anymore, and I'm not used to flying sim, so if I do very bad landing, I apologize for that. I do my best not to. Yeah, it's wobbly, wobbly. Slightly above, but I will correct this one. Watch the sink rate, so not to exceed 1000-ish. Too much, at least.
Approaching minimums.
Yeah,
Glide slow.
yeah, correcting
Glide
that.
slow. Glide slow. Glide slow.
It should be inhibited below
Minimums.
200, so that's the worst fucking landing I ever did. 50,
50, 40, 30,
Sink
40,
rate.
10,
Sink rate.
sink rate,
10,
speed brakes, reverses, auto brake, and I am sorry for this landing. Would be very bad actually. 100 knots,
80 knots.
80 knots, reducing the reverse thrust. And 60 knots. We go with idle reverse now. Next time I swear we're gonna do the auto land. Seriously. So that's Delta. On the left we vacate via Delta. And I will start the APU straight away. It's short taxi. That's a sign, so I'm just gonna miss it a bit. Reverses are stealth, and we go forward. I think it's static airplanes, so yeah. Just go left. And usually they park us here or on here, so I assume we can go to distance today. Just to make the taxi shorter. And after you land, the F would do it, but I would just go to the stand and then do everything I should do after landing. So parking brake, and first of all after landing, so lights off, strobe lights off. Trims going back to the green band. Okay, why it doesn't work? Probably that's the reason I messed up. Yeah, it just goes to 4 or 5, but just I leave it in the green band today. And transponder goes back to alt off. I can go to standby already. Engine shutdown. And belts, no smoking, going to off. Taxi light off. Start switch is off. And this is 4001. Auto brake is off. Cabin crew disarms lights, open doors. Welcome to Bergamo. And we do open the doors. Set chocks. GPU connect. Doors. Why are they locked? Okay, the anti-collision is still on. Anti-collision is off. Doors open. Forward cargo open. and air stairs open. That's done, and the last thing we have to do after each flight, that's the shutdown checklist of electrical on the ground power. Fasten belts off, probe heat auto, so it's off. Anti-ice off, voice recorder on. We don't have the switch for voice recorder here. Econ packs, auto entry blades on, AP blades off, extra lights steady. Start switch is off, auto brake off, speed brake down the tent, flaps up, no lights, parking brake is set. Start switch is sat levers cut off, weather radar off, CVSB in. We didn't have an incident. We have a cockpit door unlocked. And we go here and click unlock the cockpit door. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Again, I had technical problems, but sorry for that. Thank you very much. Enjoy your afternoon, evening, day, or whatsoever. Subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again in very near future. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.